This week's podcast is part 2 of my 2-part series about Solfeggio Frequencies, talking to the amazing sound healer Kim Hanlon. So why should you care about Solfeggio Frequencies? Well, because if you're into Moonology, you're probably into feeling good. And when you're into feeling good, that's when you start to be a more powerful manifester. And Solfeggio Frequencies can be used to help you balance your energy so you feel better and you become a more powerful manifester on this computer. Welcome to the Mainly Moonology podcast. I'm your host, Yasmin Boland, an award-winning astrologer and the Sunday Times best-selling author of books including Moonology and creator of the Moonology Oracle cards. My intention for this podcast is to help you understand how you can create your dream life using mainly Moonology, the moon, as your guide. Hey everybody, it's Yasmin here with this week's Mainly Moonology podcast. And it is only mainly Moonology because this week we are back doing something that's not really Moonology, but it can be used in accordance with Moonology. We are doing a bit more sound healing with the beautiful Kim Hanlon, who lives up outside of Glasgow in Scotland. She has a very lovely Scottish accent. If you missed it, we actually did an episode a few weeks ago. This is the second half of that episode. We decided not to overwhelm everybody by doing all the 10 solfeggio frequencies in one go, which is what we're talking about, by the way, solfeggio frequencies, because they're quite intense. And so maybe playing 10 might be discombobulating for you, the listener, and also for us doing it. So for those of you who don't know, Kim is a healer. Kim Hanlon is a healer. She holds regular sound baths, meditation classes, women's circles, lunar events, chakra events, kids' mindfulness clubs, Reiki. She does Reiki, shamanic journeying, aromatherapy, and more. She is an all go-to healer, and I went to her for sound healing. So before we begin, Kim, I'm just going to, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm just going to give a little bit of information. It's from a website called bettersleep.com, and it's all about sleep. It's a really good website. And I found some interesting information about solfeggio frequencies. So, Kim, I don't suppose you'd just give me a ding on the dong of one little solfeggio frequency, and then I'll begin reading and we'll come back to you. How's that?
Yep, as we 5 to 8 for you.
Oh. All right. So whether you're relatively new to soothing sounds or you're a seasoned listener, the term solfeggio frequencies might be entirely new to you. Solfeggio frequencies refer to specific tones of sound that help with and promote various aspects of body and mind health and healing. These frequencies are reputed to date back to ancient history and are said to be the fundamental sounds used in both Western Christianity and Eastern Indian religions, which I love. I love the fact that they cross over. Chanted by the Gregorian Monks and in ancient Indian Sanskrit chants. Physician and researcher Dr. Joseph Puleo rediscovered the solfeggio frequencies in the 1970s, which is now longer ago than you think. It's 50 years ago, bringing their benefits back into public awareness. In his research, he used mathematical numeral reduction, which kind of goes beyond my comprehension, to identify 6 measurable tones that bring the body back into balance and aid healing. So I'll just say that again. In his research, he used mathematical numeral reduction to identify 6 measurable tones that bring the body back into healing and aid into balance and aid healing. These solfeggio frequencies, as they're called, were believed to profoundly affect the conscious and subconscious mind in order to stimulate healing and promote vitality. Thanks to Puleo's work and the renewed interest, many scientists have since unearthed more evidence supporting the positive effects that these frequencies have on the body. And I'm just going to give you a little bit more info. in terms of the science behind the solfeggio frequencies, the scientific community began connecting the dots between the type of music played and the variety of physical effects on the human body. In 1988, a biochemist called Dr. Glenn Rain made a discovery that confirmed what ancient spiritual traditions understood when he tested the impact of a different music on human DNA. Rain exposed similar DNA vials to 4 kinds of music with different frequencies. This is just amazing. Gregorian chants, Sanskrit chants, classical, and rock. By measuring the rate of UV light absorption, an essential function of healthy DNA, Rain was able to assess the effects of each kind of music. And the results will make you reconsider what kind of music you want to listen to. So it probably is no surprise to know that the Gregorian and Sanskrit chants had the most positive, even healing effects by increasing the UV light absorption between 5 and 9%. So that means you, in theory, can improve your healing between 5 and 9% every day by listening to Gregorian chants, Sanskrit music, doing chanting, or as we're going to do today, gonging, or you're listening to your solfeggio frequency music or solfeggio tuning forks. The classical music increased UV absorption by small amounts. And I'm afraid to say, I'm thinking of my lovely friend Cassandra Tyndall, who I know loves really heavy metal music. It decreased UV light absorption, harming the DNA. Oh, my God. I'm sorry about that, heavy metal fans. Rain's research supported the theory that sound frequencies do produce serious effects, for better or worse, on health and well-being. And I will put a link to this article in the show notes. But I just wanted to sort of, give you a bit of the science behind it before we ask Kim, please. Any comments on all of that, Kim?
Yeah, it's nice to see that science is catching up with what healers have known for a long, long time. There's a lot more information coming out, and I think that's going to help people realise. Some people like that scientific research to back it up. So it is really beneficial for people to be able to go out there and see that it's not just me that can say this will really help you. If they want, they can go out and they can find evidence to back that up. But yeah, it's really nice that science is catching up.
Excellent.
And I knew about the rock music thing. It was Dr. Emoto that I've pretty fascinated with his work. And I had
Dr. Emoto, if you don't know, is the guy who froze the snowflakes. And the snowflakes didn't like heavy metal music either.
No, and you see the difference when water has been prayed beside. Or it's interesting you mentioned the Gregorian chants, because to me, that's what the chow gong creates. The tone that creates is so like Gregorian chants, and that's why I'm obsessed. But yeah, standing in front of that every day, you feel it, yourself. You feel the vibrations moving through your body when you're next to the gong. So
everyone who comes to my house gets gonged now.
Yeah. You find people who come to visit you for that. They go,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So in the first half of this episode, which we did a couple of weeks ago, you can find it on the show notes. I'm sorry, I don't know what number it was, but I can probably put that in the show notes as well. We covered the first 5 of 10 solfeggio frequencies. So today we're going to do the second 5, because Kim and I decided halfway through, because I could even feel it myself. You don't want to do too much, because otherwise you just go, like chaos in the body. So we're going to start off with today with probably the one that Dr. Rain was testing, 528, because he was testing with DNA. So it's 528 hertz. It repairs DNA, and it's the one that Kim gave me when I came up to Scotland to do the healing course. Now, I don't know if you gave me that one on purpose or because you had it handy or what. Why did you give me 528, Kim? It's okay to say, well, it was the one I had handy or whatever.
No, it's not. I bought it for you coming. I tend to pick 528 or 432 because they're the most powerful forks. And for some reason, the universe was telling me 528 for you. So it's usually 528 or 432 is what I like to give people. And yeah, that was the one that jumped out for you. So what wasn't one I had lying about.
Okay, what does this one do?
This is known as a DNA frequency repair. It helps lower cortisol in the body. It helps you be more healthy. It's also linked to self-confidence and the solar plexus, if we're going to look at it on an energetic level. But it's one of the most healing tones that we can use for our nucleus within our DNA.
Right.
So it's a nice one to keep you healthy.
Yes, because I've had so much stress with this building situation, I probably needed it for the stress.
Yeah, maybe that's why I was drawn to pick you that one. But maybe. Yeah, that was the one that, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a really nice one to have as well. They all are, but 528 and 432 are probably my favourites.
All right. So we're going to play them all one by one like we did in the first episode. So, Kim, I'm not going to speak. I've learned my lesson from last time. So why don't you hit it and I won't speak. You speak once you feel that the vibration's finished.
Okay. So that one does go on a bit longer. But if you're wanting to reduce the cortisol in the body to help bring down inflammation, inflammation is the root cause of all disease, that is the most powerful tone to use. So if you are suffering from any kind of condition or chronic health concerns, it's a really nice thing to have yourself just to use for the day.
And the
other
does thing
help
is,
you feel it.
Yeah, the other thing is that stress produces cortisol. Yeah. And meditation reduces cortisol, but this is like an easy way to reduce cortisol without having to find 20 minutes to go and meditate.
Yeah, if you don't have the time, or sometimes, the mind's too busy, it won't allow you to go into that deep state. So we can hijack the body by using the tune of works.
Yeah, okay. All right, so the next one is 639 hertz, which heals relationships.
Yeah. I'll be honest, this is a relatively new one for me to be using. I did used to listen to it online. I've only recently had this fork. I enjoy the way it sounds. And again, heals relationships. We can all be doing with that, whether it be personal relationships, friendships, business relationships. We're all in these different relationships. So it is a nice, powerful one to have.
All right. Well, I'm setting the intention to heal my relationship with the builder.
That's exactly what I was thinking for your builder. So that one can help you with heals relationships, can help you with communication, help you have open communication, which is sometimes what leads to problems in the relationships.
Yeah, of course. And is it associated with the throat chakra?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to pause this podcast to tell you about something exciting that's coming up. Once a year, I hold a workshop all about the 8 main phases of the moon, and it's happening in September. Once you start to understand the 8 main phases of the moon and the mysterious 9th phase, your life really can start to change. You will start to be able to manifest in ways you never thought possible. You'll know when to begin things, when to expect obstacles and challenges, and when to release everything to the divine. If you would like to join me for my 8 main phases of the moon workshop, go to moonmessages.com/phases workshop. Alrighty, so then let's just keep going. Awakening intuition with 741
here. Okay, so yeah, that's a relatively new one that I've been using in the past year. People are loving this one. People really, really enjoy this tone. I find that people really enjoy listening to the lower tones. This is quite a high tone, but I'm getting really nice feedback from it. So I'll let you hear this one. So that one just keeps going on. That's a really, really, really nice one. This one can also be linked to your throat chakra. But I've been doing a bit of research on this tone, and I'm finding quite a lot coming back to say that it can be really useful for electromagnetic radiation. It can help to remove toxins from the body. So that's something I'm just starting to research about. That's 741. But I'm really excited about what I'm finding about it. So again, it purifies the mind and body. If you're on a spiritual path or you meditate, it's definitely a fork that I would say you should buy yourself.
Okay, and let's just for a moment take a break here. What is the brand that you use, if for anybody who wants to get the same ones that you have?
I actually have an account. I have an account with a wholesaler, and it is tuningforks.co.uk. I've only recently, I used to have a wholesaler a few years ago. During lockdown, they lost their production business, so it took me a while to find somebody else I was happy with again. And I've been in touch with this company for the past couple of weeks. And yeah, they have all the tools that I'm using. They're all made in the UK.
Okay, well, maybe we'll put a link in for that.
Yeah, I can get you that over.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, so next up we have 852 hertz, Attract Soul Tribe.
Yeah, this is a really nice one. It helps to raise your vibration. And when we vibrate at a true, authentic level, the correct people come towards us. So it helps awaken your inner strength, helps you live an authentic life. And it's a really beautiful tone as well. Okay. I know I'm going to say that with every tone, but they are all beautiful. This one is really...
It's like with my oracle cards, I always go, oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think I'll do that with your cards. Oh, like that one. Oh, no, I actually like that one. So it's pretty much the same with these tuning forks. But again, these ones are really, really beautiful to listen to. Yeah. So play this one for you. These are all higher. Yep. So again, that one, it helps raise your vibration, raises your cell's energy. So yeah, that's one that leaves me feeling really uplifted. Some of them can help me feel quite relaxed. That one makes me feel almost giddy and happy. I really like that one.
And is it safe to say they all raise our vibration in some way or other?
They're all going to have an effect on our vibration, yeah.
And do they? Yeah. And is it the higher the number, the higher they raise our vibration?
Yeah, the higher the frequency. They just keep they double up every time. With musical notes, it's slightly different to solfeggio. These are this hertz and that's it. They will stay that hertz. When you start to go from A through to G musical notes, you have octaves within the music. All that means is it's going to higher pitch, higher pitch, higher pitch. So the higher octave you use, the higher your vibration lifts up.
Okay.
And that's why the higher tone forks are really good for angelic connections, because we're getting into that really high 2000 frequency. But as you says, from 999 upwards are the angel frequencies.
Oh, okay. It sounds like a whole other episode.
I could be here all day, all month talking about.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just keep doing recording episodes. All right, so we're going to finish with 963 hertz, which is about connecting with your light and spirit. So tell us more, Kim.
This can help with the health of your pineal gland. I think it was the last episode I mentioned, right in the centre. I think I mentioned harmonic resonance in the last video. So it's when we want to strengthen a vibration, we're using a similar vibration. So this resonates with your pineal gland. So it helps to bring it back to balance and back to what its true vibration should be in a healthy state. So this one, we're kind of looking, it's not the third eye, it's more the crown chakra, but it's moving up. But this is, again, quite a high tone, but are really beautiful. I'll need to pick another word. Another beautiful tone, but they are all beautiful. So yeah, it's been known to connect with light and spirit. This is probably the highest frequency that I would use with a human. When I go up higher, I'm going to use them with objects. So if I'm going to be doing sound healing, this is the highest frequency that I would use for the person to listen to, for it to be nice and relaxing. Because when we go higher than this, it's really, really high pitched. It's healing, but this sound can be quite high for some people. Some people don't enjoy the very, very high tone frequencies. So this one, I'm not sure how it will come across on the mic because it is such a high frequency, but I can give it a go.
All right, before you do, so you don't use the angelic healing forks with people?
Not for a sound healing session. I would use them in the room, but it's not going to be a nice and relaxing sound like the rest of the tones are relaxing. When you go to that higher pitch, it's almost like a dog whistle. We don't hear it. I do. I have a very sensitive hearing. I hear out with the normal range. But a lot of people, if I was to play one of my highest forks, they probably wouldn't hear it. They'd maybe think they could hear something, but they wouldn't hear the tone the same way they do with the other forks. So my higher forks, I like to use them to cleanse crystals, cards, cleanse a room after a client has been there. You can still use it with people, but they won't hear it and enjoy it like the other tones.
All right, so it won't do them any harm.
It won't do them harm, no. It's just they don't hear it nice like the rest of them, yeah. But it is very, very powerful.
All right, so let's see the number, the highest one you tend to play for people.
See that one, the tone does last long, but we don't hear it lasting as long because the pitch is so high. But again, it's a beautiful one to listen to. I do enjoy it, even though it is at the higher tone.
Right. So, Kim, on a practical level, if people go off and buy themselves Solfeggio Frequency forks, for example, what do they do? Do they just use one for a week and then the next one for a week, or do they use them when they feel like it? You know, just say if you feel like you need to heal a relationship, so you're going to go for 639. What do? Play it a few times a day for a few weeks, or do you just go through all of them? How does it work?
Right. Well, I always like to teach people when they come along with sound, like anything else, trust your intuition.
Yeah.
It is nice to have a list of the frequencies and the hertz. A lot of people worry about sound healing because they think I'm not mathematically minded. Neither am I. It doesn't matter if I remember the name of a hertz or what the solfeggio tone does. The fork is going to do what it's going to do anyway. So I like to get to people, if they have the whole set of forks, it's just sit and play them and see what one you enjoy listening to the most. Because at that time and space, that's what you need. And it's allowing the mind to have that trust in yourself that you will pick what one you need at that time without the list of seeing what they do. So I would advise people to have a full set. I play with them daily. Just get them out, I strike the side, and I tend to, I don't even see that, I'm in the camera. I go round my head with them. I don't go too close to the ear because I don't want to damage my hearing. But you can do that. You can put them down the chakras, down the centre of the body. Really, it's about trusting your intuition because deep inside you know what you need. It's the egoic mind that stops you thinking that you know what you need. So playing with them, you don't want to overdo it with sound. You can overdo it, like anything else. It's very healing.
And how do you overdo it?
Sitting with them for too long. I had a group of people at the weekend. They were using quite a lot of tuning forks. I have lots of instruments. Usually students will play with all of the different instruments. A group of 3 people sat with forks and they were sitting there for a few hours. And I was just waiting to let them find that lesson. And one of the girls says, "Oh, I feel a bit sick." When I was saying at the beginning about overdoing it with sound, you have to be careful. So if you are going to help people with sound, be aware that you're not with lots and lots of people that day. Because every time you use sound to help heal somebody, you're also getting that. You're in the presence, you're getting the vibrations. So it can be very healing, but you can also go through the healing crisis when you're using it too much, which is you can feel a bit like anything, aromatherapy and other things that we do too much, we can end up feeling a bit sicky.
Amazing.
A bit off balance.
All right. Okay. Well, that is amazing. So, guys, that pretty much concludes our tour of the Solfeggio Frequencies with the amazing Kim Hanlon. If you'd like to know more, go to her website. She teaches. I'm encouraging her to teach online, because even if we can't be in the same room, we can still learn and have our own forks at home and experiencing them like that. Kim, just a reminder, it's kimhanlon.co.uk, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
And so in terms of people just buying one fork to start with, do you honestly think just pick the one that appeals to you?
I would say first one, get yourself a 432. Everybody needs the fork. So first one would definitely be 432. If you're able to go to a music store or somewhere to be able to experience and hear them after your 432, see what one sounds the nicest to you and go with that, because you will instinctively be drawn to the right vibration at that time.
And do you feel like sound healing is coming to its own now? Because I really feel like it is. Do you feel like it's going to sort of, become more and more popular?
Yeah, we've definitely tapped into some ancient knowledge here. As I say, I've been using it. My dad used it since we were a child. He's always had the instruments. I've always known that music was so beneficial for my emotions. It can help uplift you. It's such a powerful thing. But yeah, I do believe it's becoming, I don't like saying mainstream, it's coming into people's minds more, and that's a really good thing. The more people that use sound, the higher our vibration goes, which makes it a nicer place to live.
Exactly.
So I believe everyone should use sound. It's so simple and so powerful. Yeah, I do believe, I believe that people have discovered the secret. Excellent. And it's nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kim. Kim Hanlon, sound healer extraordinaire up in Scotland. She does courses if you can make it. I'm trying to get her to go online, kimhanlon.co.uk. Thank you, Kim. And maybe we'll come back another time and talk about, I don't know, angel frequencies, songs. All right. Lots of love.
Thank you for having me.
See you guys.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed this week's Mainly Moonology podcast. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe, give us a review, and we'll be eternally grateful. We publish the podcast every Monday, 4 p.m. UK time, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and I'm afraid to say it's silly o'clock in Australia, but it will be there when you wake up on a Tuesday morning. Have a great week.